And here's Beth. Please give her a warm welcome.
I only have 5 minutes. It's going well. So I'm Beth Goza. Is 2008 the year the third screen takes center stage? My answer is yes, although the fact is I think I gave this same talk in 2002, so bear with me. It's true. So for tonight, for those of you who are developing in sort of the Web 2.0 space, I'm going to ask you to make a paradigm shift. To move your thinking away from the desktop, away from the web, and move it to think about mobile phones, mobile devices. So when you think about the first, second, and third screen, you see us moving from the television, our first screen, very impersonal, very one-way, to the monitor, the computer monitor. We're now moving into a more personal space, two-way communication, to now something that's very hyper-personal, our phone. It's always on us. It's our third screen. Now, if you're going to be developing for the mobile phones, I'm going to be asking you to think, yes, outside the box. And if you want to see my copy of my corporate flashcards, they're in my purse after the presentation. So when thinking outside of the box, I mean that literally, which is software used to sit on a shelf inside a box, sort of one size fits all for everyone. Then we saw the move just recently to software as a service over the web, where you could sort of cherry pick what you wanted to use, to now this very, again, hyper-personal miniature application in the form of widgets, gadgets, whatever you want to call them. Now, the thing about mobile is at any given time, we're about 5 years behind and 5 years ahead. So we live on this sort of weird bleeding edge of, catching up and, playing a vision of the future. And you can see that in the movement from WAP, which was very text-based, two-dimensional, to your pocket browsers, Opera, Pocket Internet Explorer, to now that the fact that the full browser in the form of Safari is coming to the phones. Nokia recently did that with the Mix packet that they used. And then something comes along which changes everything. We think we've got it figured out. We think we know what's going on in the mobile space, and along comes the coffee spitter, the thing that makes us all go, oh my God. You cannot give a mobile presentation these days without talking about the iPhone. Whether you have one or not, this shiny little object has changed the way people view what mobile devices should, can, and could do. And so any of us that are in that space need to think about the iPhone. We also have those companies who are always first to figure out how to make money at something. The ones who sort of think about this and sort of are always ahead of the game, and we always sort of look at them and think, God, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, Google. So Google figured out they could make money from the search. Who thunk it? And so they've now brought this into the mobile space. You'll see Google Search, you see the Google personalization, Google Apps, and now they're bringing AdSense to the phones, and they're going to learn how to monetize that, believe me. So suddenly we find ourselves back in the 90s. It's Web 1.0 on mobile 3.0, somewhere in between, where we're all hearing the same terms bandied about, words I never thought I would hear again, and I'm not sure I really wanted to. We've got CPM, we've got eyeballs, we've got sticky, 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 sticky. The fact is, we're thinking about mobile like we did the web 10 years ago, and I'm hoping we won't get caught up in that. I'm hoping that when we think about the web, we realize that yes, there is an opportunity there, but it's not the opportunity of just taking what you've done on the desktop and porting it to the phone. The opportunity is really thinking about a business that can make the most out of these mobile devices, these third screens. And yeah, there's a lot of players in the space, one of which, Zenzui, is where I currently work. Anybody catch that little Easter egg there? Yeah, okay. Anyway, if you're gonna play in the mobile space, you need to know who the players are. If you've been in, the desktop world, you might not be familiar with the fact that there are certain people who sort of own this space. This would be the carriers, the handset manufacturers, you've got the brands and the agencies. And they're all sort of converging together in what I like to call this Katamari-esque like fashion. Sort of rolling through the space. And they like to have things done sort of a particular way, which leads me to the pain point of mobile development. Now, this is not to dissuade you. Like I said, everybody's thinking about the mobile space. That is going to be the focus for 2008, trust me. But everything's locked down. The carriers like to lock down the networks and the bandwidth. The handset manufacturers like to lock down the platform. People like to tell you what you can and cannot develop. And we're hearing the term walled garden bandied about again, something I never thought we would hear after AOL. Anyway, the point is, I hope we are all on the same page, which is if mobile is going to succeed, which I want it to, let's take that focus and open it up. Let's develop what we want, how we want it, let people customize their phones. Basically, after tonight, think about the mobile space, do something good with your phone. Thanks.
Thanks, Beth, that was awesome.